The customer class is a blueprint, the description of a layout in computer memory. The class itself does not create actual objects. Java code has to be written like this to create objects from a user-defined class, such as customer. So basically, you need an object to call a method of a class when we have methods of class, which I generically name operations. So to be able to call methods such as print right here, we need an object reference to call a method of a class. And for some time, let's just forget about the static keywords. So the static keywords in Java allow us to write code without the need to have objects in memory. Now that we start using the actual class, you can observe that in the definition of this class, there are no static keyword uses anymore. The only thing that we have is static keywords are present here in main app class, because this is a requirement for the main method. And since I wanted to show you the garbage collection process, I moved the code to a separate method, which is also directly invoked by main, so therefore it also required to be declared as static. But this has nothing to do with the concept that we created right here. So here we do not use static keywords anymore. There's nothing static about customers. You see how they are created dynamically, and we can continue using them in this manner. Commercial software typically is constructed by combination of classes. So we use a variety of classes. In fact, in our application, in this demo, we use classes such as customer, which is our own custom defined data type, but we also use string. Strings are also objects, and strings are also defined as classes, but they're defined inside Java library. So we're already using a combination of classes in the current definition of our customer class. So besides that, classes are typically designated to belong to a specific tier or layer that normally is corresponding to a Java package in the project definition. And highly recognizable tiers is presentation, where we define user interface, something that the user directly interacts with, is driven by classes that belong to the presentation layer or tier. The middle layer, where business objects representing business model, business rules, formulas, computations, other types of algorithms, typically encapsulated at this middle tier or model tier or business tier, where we call classes that represent our business objects or business classes. And finally, there's typically some sort of persistence facility available, such as database or file system, where we can store information, from where we can retrieve the information, which can survive if the application shuts down. The database will preserve the records that we create, so that the classes that manage the database would be designated as a database layer. So this presentation, business layer, database layer typically correspond to the source packages that we create inside our object-oriented software.